The Pittsburgh Maulers have the 7th pick in the USFL Draft. I have a list of potential Week 1 starting quarterbacks for them. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Who do we appreciate?
8 teams, 8 quarterbacks, Doran.
Mm-hmm. You know they're doing a snake draft, too? That's the best part. So they have the 7th pick, and then they get it coming right back around to them.
Really?
Yeah, they're that's how serious this league is. It's a snake draft.
Yeah. Kirby Wilson, the head coach and the GM. And his name is next to GM. It's not like a Mike Tomlin situation. He actually
was low-hanging fruit
is putting his name on it. Okay. Here are the 8 potential quarterbacks. Doran Dickerson, who has said if they paid me enough, they could coax me out of retirement. I would leave 93.7 The Fan to go play in this league.
I mean, the competitive juices still flow with this guy. He played the game get in the box, and he had the fastest success we've ever seen at it.
Correct. All right, here we go, Doran. You ready for these names?
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Clausen, Ryan Mallett, Brock Osweiler, E.J. Manuel, Johnny Manziel, Paxton Lynch, Deshaun Kaiser, Devlin Duck Hodges.
Wow. All these guys.
Who would you go with?
I played with Ryan Mallett and E.J. Manuel.
Did they both stink?
Hey,
No.
Mallett beat the Steelers.
No, they didn't, he says.
Mallett has the strongest arm I've ever caught a football from. Ever. Hands down, easily.
You caught balls from Tom Brady.
Mallett, throws him through a wall.
Did you ever catch a ball from Anthony Morelli at an All-Star game? Because he was known at Penn State for having absolutely no touch, but he could throw the ball through bricks.
No, he threw a nice football, though.
Morelli?
Mm-hmm.
Every time I watched him when he was actually up there, I was like, man, does this guy know anything other than a hot line drive?
I'm not saying that he made the best decision.
Okay, so Mallett has an incredible fastball. Just a great fastball, great power.
Yes.
Devlin Hodges would be your control pitcher here.
Like a Greg Maddux type.
Yeah, he's trying to work the corners.
Yes.
Okay, so you think in a league like this, Ryan Mallett and who's the other guy you played with, you said?
E.J. Manuel. But I'm not picking those guys. I'm picking Deshaun Kaiser.
Dude, that is very... I was typing
That's
the name
number
in
one.
to check the stats to see how old he was, man.
Not that old.
I don't know what it was about him. I always thought there was a dude that could ball out if he was in the right
he was on an 0-16 team, Mulsey.
But he got thrown to the Wolves. That was the whole point.
Same.
He got thrown to the Wolves. Here is your sympathetic Browns heart coming out right now.
Second round pick that year. In any situation, unless you're like a top 5 overall guy or top 10 guy, the expectation is probably not that you are going to play right away, unless you show in camp like Russell Wilson as a third rounder.
Are you trying to say right now you think Deshaun Kaiser could be the next Tommy Maddox? He goes into a league like this.
I think the fact that Deshaun Kaiser had to get thrown into that situation is one of those, it ruined him early, and this is his path back.
Yep. I agree with that.
I would want Deshaun Kaiser out of that bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Manziel screwed himself up. Deshaun Kaiser was drafted.
I know, but how if we
Johnny Manziel will sell tickets.
Deshaun Kaiser will win you games. That's right.
I don't know if fans are allowed to go to these games, so keep that in mind.
Down in Florida?
Birmingham.
I don't know what the situation is with that. If we found out this weekend that the Maulers used the 7th pick on Johnny Manziel, you're telling me you would not get pumped up for that? Because I absolutely 100%
He's trying to
would.
be a pro golfer more than he is a quarterback now.
Is he?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I can imagine that. Usually quarterbacks are good at golf.
Like Ben.
All quarterbacks are good at golf.
He's better than Ben. He's a scratch.
Don't say that. Ben might have someone listening, and it gets back to him, and then he hates you even more for saying it.
Well, if he has somebody listening, he's going to hate both of us from the first segment of the show.
Although the person listening in the first segment would have done the Alonzo Mourning gift for you because it was like, and then he came around by the end of it. No, I think Kaiser would be fascinating.
Who was the first one you said?
Jimmy Clausen.
Oh, God.
Played against him?
Cheer, cheer for old Notre Dame.
Kaiser, too.
Does he do anything for you, Clausen?
No.
Me neither.
I think Kaiser has the most upside here.
Yeah, the guy has a cannon arm.
But if you want to
sell... But he's not the most exciting guy to watch. That would be Johnny Football.
Yeah, but when I think about the USFL, I'm thinking about hardcore analysis.
Yes, that's right. How about you, Donnie? Who from that list really gets your juices pumping and flowing?
Who's the biggest football guy of that list of quarterbacks?
Jimmy Clausen, Ryan Mallett, Brock Osweiler, E.J. Manuel, Johnny Manziel, Paxton Lynch, Deshaun Kaiser, Duck Hodges.
I think I'd roll with Johnny Football or Duck Hodges.
Oh, come on.
You know what?
Great
Okay,
picks.
if you want to get the people excited to watch the team, those are going to be the two guys.
Here's what's going to happen if it's Hodges.
Pittsburgh is hoping they get Duck Hodges.
Here's what's going to happen. If Hodges is the guy down there in this minor league football situation and he lights it up because he's had a little NFL cup of coffee and that stays with him, you mark my words.
Chris.
Midsummer. Chris, I know you're going to tell me it was in the USFL, but I saw Devlin Hodges look like a much better quarterback. He was going through his
Flutie
progressions.
went to the CFL.
Yeah, exactly. Doug Flutie had a circuitous path to the NFL and stardom. If it was good enough for Jim Kelly, it's good enough for Devlin.
But you know what? If Manziel actually went into this league for the Maulers and lit it up,
he would get a job somewhere.
It would cross the Rubicon, and it would actually become a national story.
I would agree with that.
It would put the USFL on the map.
Like if he was putting up video game numbers, he couldn't be intercepted. He was running around.
Like in college.
Stephen A. Smith would be screaming about this on Mondays.
Which team should sign Johnny Manziel? Who could?
He's
Johnny
better
Manziel
than Mason Rudolph. He'd do one of those.
The New York Knicks. They stink. I mean, they're terrible.
He'd orchestrate a Julius Randle for Johnny Manziel cross-sport trade.
I'm done with him. This actually, you know what?
Can you do a Mad Dog at all, Pody? So you and Steve, could do a Stephen A. with Doran.
Yeah, no, I can't.
You read this list of names off,
Yep.
and it's actually not that bad.
Would it make you watch? Would those names make you watch?
I thought you were going to say something.
Because those are dudes you've like Osweiler was getting run over Peyton Manning until
they've
Peyton
all
Manning
started
just
in the
jogged
league,
back
right?
out there.
They've all started.
Yeah,
again.
every one of them.
Yeah, even Duck.
And Kaiser unfortunately has not won a game as a starter. But
how many games did Paxton Lynch get as a first-round pick?
He might be like the low end of this thing. Paxton Lynch. Oh, he might have started. He started
5.
2.
2.
No, 4. I'm sorry. He started 4.
Tech says, do you think Christian Hackenberg will play in this league?
Man, do you want to talk about a guy for whom so much was thought of, and he just disappeared?
Yeah.
Penn State quarterback.
What's that supposed to mean? Kerry Collins was pretty good.
He's the only one.
Yeah, good point.
How about Todd Blackledge?
He's a better announcer.
Fair.
He's got you kind of dead to rights there.
I mean,
Hackenberg. Can you think of a dude for a second here? Just humor me. That was as hyped up as him. That disappeared that quickly.
Let's play this out for a second. If those are the 8 quarterbacks that are there in the first round, and the Maulers pick 7th, who do you think they get stuck with?
Paxton Lynch. I think Kaiser and Manziel are the first 2 picks in that draft.
Yep.
I think Osweiler's probably.
I think they'd take Duck. I think they really would.
What if Duck got taken?
I don't think he would ahead of those guys.
He's an Alabama guy. Somebody's going to want Duck for,
Oh, my God.
When did
the Birmingham Stallions want a hometown boy?
When was